Hello and welcome. I am so happy to be talking to you today about our Pilates teacher training options that we have here with Hearts and Bones. I have been teaching teacher training courses for over 20 years, and I really look forward to sharing my passion and knowledge for Pilates with you, should you decide that this is the right career path for you to take. So as I said, I've been teaching training courses for 20 years. I've been teaching Pilates for over 27 years, and the passion is still running bright through my veins. I absolutely love sharing movement and the benefits that it has for your body, for your mind, with all of my clients and with all of you, the people who choose to train with me to become Pilates teachers. I'm also qualified myofascial release therapist and a business coach. So should you decide that you want to set up your own studio or how to run your classes more efficiently, I can help you with that as well. I think a lot of Pilates teacher training courses don't touch on those aspects, and we often open up businesses because we absolutely love what we do, but we haven't got a clue what we're doing in terms of running a business. I know I was in that realm as well, and I had to learn through the School of Hard Knocks. So I'm hoping that I can help you to do everything a lot easier than my initial experience. We have a number of different options for you when it comes to the training. So you need to decide exactly what it is that you want to do and who you want to teach and why you want to teach. And then you'll be able to make a really informed decision about the training stream that you would be participating in. So first of all, just some of the benefits of Pilates. I think most people are confused about what Pilates is initially, although it seems to be becoming more mainstream with more group performer studios opening up. Some people, though, are not aware that there is equipment, or if they are aware that there's equipment, they often think there's only the reformer, and they don't realize that there are multiple different pieces of equipment that we can use to assist people. I think one of the biggest benefits of Pilates is that it is so adaptable. So it doesn't really matter what condition your client is in, you can still find ways to move their bodies in a positive way. They can still have a positive experience. Pilates in its purest form is really hard and requires a lot of sophisticated body knowledge and movement knowledge. But even so, it is possible to give people the benefits of Pilates, especially the use of the springs, without them doing all of those outlandish exercises that Pilates is known for. You can improve your general well-being, your flexibility, your strength, but it does take time, and it depends on how committed you are as a client, how committed you are as a teacher, to how far you're going to go on this little journey. You learn tools that can help you to self-heal, so that you don't need to go and see your other healthcare providers quite as often, because you will learn tools and tricks to understand your own body and how to deal with those things when they come up. So it reduces anxiety, which I think is a beautiful gift to people, to give to people as they work with you. Pilates really helps us to age gracefully. I know that for my own body. I've had multiple surgeries, and I think if I hadn't been doing Pilates, I might not be walking very well anymore. But yet I have a full and active life, and I do credit that a lot with the Pilates that I've learned and done, and all the beautiful practitioners I've had the experience of working with. So first of all, let's get back to teacher training. So I offer three different types of Pilates teacher training. The first one is the standard, and that is where you learn really in detail all of the equipment and all of the mat exercises. So that's what would be called the comprehensive training. Now you can just do mat, just do reformer, or just do the equipment, or you can do the full comprehensive program. It really is up to you. So some people do everything in a year. Other people will spread that out over about 3 years. The next way of doing this is the intensive. Now, I know for people traveling from all around the country that this is often quite an exciting option for them, because in 15 days and then coming back for your teacher training weekends, 3-day weekends, you can basically work through all of the equipment, and that I always hold in January of every year. So we do a week of mat, a week of reformer, and then a week of the other equipment, and then you come back 3 more times to be able to do the actual teacher training part of it, where we apply everything that you've learned. So you have time to learn all of the exercises and to get to grips with some of your teaching tools before you actually come in and use it on real bodies. And then our last stream is our actual teacher trainer. So I have one other Hearts and Bones teacher trainer, and she's in Qatar. Her name is Donna. So she is basically me in Qatar, where she trains teachers to be able to teach Pilates. So there is a career pathway for you should you decide that you would really like to be able to train some teachers as well down the track. So why do I think that you need to train with us? I think, first of all, I work with a very small number of students. I'm very selective about how many people I work with. I will not work with more than between 2 to 4 people at a time, so that I have the time to actually nurture you through the process. Also, to make sure that I am not overwhelmed, because I have to teach you some private lessons as well. And it's 16 hours of private lessons throughout the year. If you're doing the full comprehensive. So, you know, we need to be able to slot you into my schedule, and to make sure that I am able to see everybody and give you the best of the best. The other thing is that I really teach you teaching methodology. Many Pilates teacher programs might brush over that lightly. So many teachers that have retrained with me have said, at the end of the course, my teacher said, all right, you're ready to go out and teach. And I sat there thinking, but I don't know how to. A lot of teachers also said, I don't know how to structure classes. How do you structure classes? I cover that as well. So I have a formula that you can use. I've also recently written a book on exactly the subject, and I have lots of online support for you when the course is done, so that you can continue to grow and learn and develop your skills. My training was international, so my initial training was back in the mid-1990s, before there were any real training courses. I was an apprentice with Leslie Ackland at her studio. She was trained by Alan Herdman. And then when I moved to California in 2000, I then studied the Physical Mind Institute program, both for mat and then for the equipment, which I went to Santa Fe to go and do. And it was absolutely magical experience. I had a fantastic teacher. And then I moved back to New Zealand and did my master teacher training with Leslie Powell in New York. So I am a fully qualified teacher trainer, and I have subsequently set up my own teacher training courses, because I felt like teaching methodology was something that was not covered well enough in my initial training. I was already a qualified teacher, movement teacher, so I could bring all of those skills together into my program. Another thing that we do is we teach you how to modify and progress exercises. We look at contraindications, so which obviously not of every condition that you could come across, because that would be unrealistic, but certainly the biggest musculoskeletal problems that you might come across, we address, and you have that in your manuals as well. I think the fact that we have a small group also builds some really great camaraderie. I have a beautiful community of teachers around me that you will meet and get to work with as well. So we'll talk enrollment process now. If you have not done an anatomy course yet, then you will need to do that first off. And I have a distance learning anatomy course, an introduction to anatomy, which is completely self-directed, but I am here if you have any questions. Then you need to also do a first aid certificate. So we need to know that we can help people no matter what the situation is in the studio. So should an accident occur, that you actually know what to do. So I do require you to have a first aid certificate before you actually come on board. You need to have done at least 25 hours of classes, whether that's mat, equipment, or both. If you haven't had any experience with Pilates, you need to get that first before you decide to train to be a teacher. There's a $50 registration fee that is non-refundable. Once you've paid that, you get your Essentially Pilates manual, and that is some pre-study that you need to do. There's a little exam for you to fill out so that when you come for your one-day overview of the essentials, that you know the names of the exercises, and then I can show you how they are applied to the Pilates repertoire. So there's quite a lot of pre-work for you to do. So that by the time you come in, you already have some tools under your belt. So our training pathway is that you attend all of the face-to-face trainings 100%. You don't want to go to a doctor that's only attended 50% of his lectures, right? So it's exactly the same for us as Pilates teachers. You need to be fully committed to be able to become a Pilates teacher. You need to do your supervised teaching with me. You need to have access to some people that you can teach, and there are some other things that you can do to help you with your teaching journey. And you also need to attend all of face-to-face teaching days. So if you don't, then you will have the opportunity to resit those days for an extra fee. So you need to complete all of your training hours and do your exams to be able to get your qualification. So our comprehensive, as I mentioned before, is mat and all of the equipment. So when I say all of the equipment, in this case, it's reformer, the trapeze table or Cadillac, whichever name you know that by, the wonder chair, and all three of the barrels, the half barrel, the step barrel or spine corrector, and the ladder barrel. And then in the mat, you will learn how to use the small apparatus like the foam roller, the flex ring, the TheraBand, my loop straps that I've designed, and also I think it was the foam roller. Did I say that already? Oh, we also use soft stability balls and little spiky balls as well. For the mat, you do 2 mat trainings and the essential day, and then your 3 days off teacher. Reformer, there are 3 different reformer courses, 3 days each, and then a supervised 3-day block, and then your essentials for 1 day. So when you come for Reformer 1, it starts on the Thursday and ends on the Sunday, and all the others are Friday to Sunday. For your trapeze table, your wonder chair and your barrels, those are 2-day trainings, Saturday and Sunday, but the supervised teaching is still 3 days between Friday and Sunday for all of those pieces of equipment. Our intensive format, like I said, takes place in January, and it's 5 days. So starting from Monday to Friday, we will cover the entire mat, the entire reformer over 5 days, or the entire remainder of the equipment over those 5 days as well. Sorry, did I say 4 days for reformer? 5 days, I meant. So you do everything together, and then you come back to do the 3 days of teaching for each of those different streams. And then once you've completed all your hours, you can book in and do your exam. The equipment all has to be done in person with me here at the studio, but the mat can be done remotely wherever you are teaching, and it just Zoom me in and I observe you teaching. So I guess the question is, if this resonates with you, will you be my next success story? I would love to have more teachers in the Pilates industry in New Zealand. we are struggling for teachers. Every week I have a teacher going, Tanya, do you have a teacher that can come and help me? Especially for reformer and for studio classes, plenty of people who can teach mat, but not enough people who can teach the equipment. So these courses are intensive. They do require you to be fully committed, but wouldn't you rather know what you're doing than just to do a cheap, short 2-day course, 1-day course, and then still be confused at the end of it? So let's see what we can do together. Where can we take you? So if you are fully committed, I really recommend that. Don't take my word for it. Please research, talk to the other teacher training providers, ask them key questions. And if you go onto my YouTube channel, I have actually got some videos there about the key questions that you need to ask when you're asking people about teacher training, so that you know that you've got the right information and that you can make an informed decision. My training course is not the only one out there. I don't say that mine is better. I just know exactly what the value is that I give to you, and it might not resonate with you, and that's absolutely fine. I invite you to go and explore to see what really works for you. My courses are internationally recognized, but I don't purport to be the gold standard or the best. If you resonate with me and I resonate with you, then I am the best person to help you to get to where you need to be. You need to resonate with whoever you are going to be doing the teacher training with. So I invite you to have a conversation with me. Come and meet me if you live where I live. Talk to me on Zoom. I'm always open to having the discussion, to answering all of your questions, regardless of whether you end up training with me or not. I would suggest that you go to different studios, check out how they're teaching, ask them where they did their training. If you find somebody that really resonates with you, ask them about their teacher training. Because if they resonate with you, chances are that's exactly the teacher training course that you need to do. So work out what you need, what you want, and ask the questions before you sign on the dotted line. It's not cheap to become a Pilates teacher, but you will be able to earn a decent living. Oops, I've gone backwards. So I have plenty of testimonials and people that I can put you into contact with if you want to talk to them firsthand. Here are just some testimonials of 3 of my teachers that you might just like to read and go through. Don't take my word for it. Contact me. I'll give you their email addresses, and you can contact them directly or talk to them. I also ask my teachers to please share some of the values that I shared with them that resonated for them. And I think that's also extremely important, because if my values and your values don't align, you're not going to enjoy your time training with me. So kindness was something that came through from quite a few of them. Being gentle, being receptive, just giving people the tools for them to feel safe, to know what they are doing, seem to be things that really resonated for them. So what next? Next is your turn to make a decision. If you love people, if you love movement, and especially Pilates, and if you really want to train to be a Pilates teacher so you can make a difference in people's lives, then this would probably be the right career choice for you. So thank you for joining me. And I am always happy to answer any questions that you may have. Email me, call me. There is my email address and my website. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram. You can reach me on LinkedIn. So yes, I'm always open to discussions. And I look forward to welcoming you to our teacher training program at Hearts and Bones.